I felt like I could keep running for miles. All my fears, doubts, and worries had left behind me because my adrenaline was working. I could look down the trail and I saw all the fans and my friends watching me and cheering me on. I saw my husband waving his arms at me, telling me good job, and it was just kept me going. So I breathed in that big fresh Hawaiian air and I sprinted right back down to the finish line, grabbed my daughter's hand, and we crossed the finish line together. And here's where I could cross off my bucket list that I ran my first half marathon together. Here's a picture of me training for the half marathon. Today I'm going to inform you on how to properly train for a half marathon. I've trained for one myself, so I've done plenty of research on myself on how to perform well and also to prevent injury. Learning how to train will help you understand on how to prevent the injury, and if you'd like to do one yourself, this will be your starter on what you need to do as a runner. I will start off with how you need to have a training plan, the proper nutrition, and also what gears and equipment you will need. First, it is crucial that you have to have a good training plan. There are different types of runners out there, so everyone needs to find the right one for them. There are beginner runners, there are intermediate, and there are advanced runners. And there are different plans for all of them. But all of them do have the same criteria, where you will have 2 rest days, a cross-training day, and then other days you will have your miles. And they will start off low, and they will go to high. Finding a training plan with a set schedule, I got from verywellfit.com as my source, was that these kinds of plans are definitely needed because they will help you learn how to go from not being able to run many miles to going the full 12 weeks of learning how to run a half marathon. Cross-training is definitely important when training for a half marathon because not only does it prevent you from getting bored, it is also going to train those extra muscles and get your cardio up higher sometimes. The examples of cross-training can be bicycling, cycling. It could also be swimming, and it could also just be any kind of thing that just gets your heart rate going and trains other muscles. Stretching and warm-ups are also very important for runs. The most important ones are dynamic stretches, where you are really moving your hips, your legs, and your lower back muscles and getting those warmed up. So now that we've learned on how to have a training plan, I'm going to talk to you about how to feed our bodies. Nutrition is a key factor as well when training. This was my example of a training plan, and over here we have, we start from 1 and we go all the way down to 12, and we start at lower miles and we go all the way back down to the half marathon at the end of the 12 weeks. So, moving on. Now, I want to also show you how the effects of a training marathon has on a person if they don't train. In the red, you see it's women. We'll start off with women, and I'll just show you that as an example. This woman only ran 6 miles a week, and her time was way up here at 5:39. And then this woman over here trained 38 to 44 miles a week, and it went up to 3 hours and 58 minutes. You could tell she put in a lot of effort, and that actually paid off in the end. Next, I want to talk to you about, so this is where I want to talk about properly feeding our bodies. So nutrition is the key factor in feeding our bodies, making sure we have the right energy. The more miles we run, the more energy we're going to burn, the more energy that we're going to need. So the best sources that I got from verywellfit.com are, we need carbohydrates, lean proteins, and healthy fats in order to keep our bodies successfully running and training for a half marathon. We need 7 to 10 grams of carbs, and for your body weight, so 7 to 10 per pound. Because those will saturate your bodies with glycogen, which also will give you that feeling of adrenaline. Extra antioxidants and vitamins are especially important because your body's natural defense needs to go up. Your body will experience so much burning of calories and working, and you'll be training every day almost, except for 2 days a week, that you'll need those antioxidants and vitamins to help your natural defenses go right back up. The 2 serving, it is said to have 2 servings of a fatty fish once a week, because that will help with your inflammation, also help decrease the soreness from your body and boost the immunity as well. There is definitely prescribed that you take, or recommended that you have snacks while you are running and while you're training for a run. You need to make sure that you are carrying snacks, because once you pass the 45-minute time, your body is going to deplete with calories. So you're going to need to have those extra calories. So carry some with you on your runs, because you will need to get in the habit of of eating to keep those nutrients up so that you have more energy and you're not going to slow down. So ideas are sports bars like Cliff Bars or snacks, but the three no-nos are there should be no fats or proteins and fiber because you want your stomach to not get upset and keep the digestion calm. And then another thing you'll need to do is you need to be hydrating all the way while you're training. You need to be hydrating before you run. You need to be hydrating after you run. It's not a good idea to be drinking alcohol while you were training, or especially during the night before a half marathon. Here's when you'll be dehydrated. You should have 6 to 8 ounces of water, and make sure that you have it every 20 minutes while you're running. But also keep in mind that if you have too much water while you're running, you could go into hyponatremia, which means you have too much water and it's fatal because your body chemicals mix and you'll have too much sodium and it'll dilute it. The next thing I want to bring your attention is, now that I've spoken about fueling your body, you'll also need to have the right proper gear and equipment. So here, the supplies you'll need, the number one equipment you'll need is the right pair of running shoes. I have right here showing you that everybody's feet is different. You carry your weight in different parts of your feet. Here you have, you got normal arches, high arches, and flat foot. So this means when normal, you have neutral, where your weight is right in the middle, and then you'll need a stability shoe. For a high, your feet are kind of on the outsides, and you're putting your weight on the outside of your shoe, so it's kind of a supinator. So that's when you're going to need a more cushioned shoe. And then if you're flat-footed, your feet are pronated, or pronator, where your feet are kind of inward like this, and that's when you'll need a motion control shoe. You can get your feet checked out at a shoe store, and Runner's World definitely recommends that you go do that before you even start the process. That way you have the correct running shoe and the whole time you're training. Break that shoe in for the day of your marathon, and it does take time to break that shoe in, so it's important. So how will you hydrate? Next question is, are you going to be carrying water on you? How will you carry it on a backpack? Will you carry it on those fancy fanny packs? They're not attractive, but when you're running, you just want to grab water fast, and when you have water, you just need it. So it's not a fashion statement. Or you could be holding the water. If you don't want to hold your water, there are alternatives where you can find on your track, on the route you're going, you can find a water fountain stops, and also places where they'll have Gatorade stops so that you can keep on replenishing. But so find out what kind of person you are, if you need that, if you can carry it yourself, or if you should go and just look for, take the easy route, not carry anything. If you prefer that, you're welcome to go for that route too. Another thing that I like to say is, it's humidity, rain, heat. You need to dress accordingly to the weather conditions that you're under. It is said that you should be dressing about 15 to 20 degrees, like it's hotter, because your body will heat up no matter what, and you'll need those, your body needs that energy for the run. It does not need that energy to waste by trying to heat up or cooling off. So you need to make sure that you're dressing appropriately. If that includes, if you're in wet conditions, you need to make sure you have good compression socks that are holding that, not letting moisture in as much. For the majority of people, running it's not just as simple as throwing on a pair of shoes and going out running a half marathon. It takes work, and it takes consistency, and it takes you taking care of your body to be able to have a successful run. So make sure your training plan is set and scheduled, that you know that you're planning it out, you're making it happen. And make sure that you are also eating correctly so that you're not just wasting all these runs and all your energies out on completing a half marathon. Another thing is, you need to make sure you're wearing the proper gear and equipment. You need to make sure that you are prepared. For whoever the person you are, if you got to make sure you have the correct shoe for your body, the correct way that you're carrying your water, and the correct outfit that you're wearing. If it's hot, make sure you're wearing, or cold, make sure you're wearing whatever you need to wear to make that comfortable for you. And also, you can add other things. You can have, think of it, you can make a run very fun by adding music to it and having things to enjoy. If you need a headband, wear the headband. I will leave you with a quote. Well, actually, training for a marathon is like training for boot camp. It's a discipline, it requires discipline, hard work, physical and mental fortitude. I'll leave you with a quote now, as I'm showing you my last picture of when I finished my half marathon. This quote is from Juma Ikonanga. The will to win means nothing without the will to prepare. Thank you.